All right, so welcome to the African History Network show. It is Monday, December 27th, 2021, and we are live broadcasting on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation, the Future Radio, and our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network, and our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, Imhotep. So I was speaking at the Charles H. Wright Museum for African American History today for the Kwanzaa celebration. Second day of Kwanzaa, Kujichagulia, self-determination. Now, my days are screwed up. And originally, I wasn't supposed to speak, but things happened and got a last-minute call, and they asked if I could speak today. So that's what happened. I didn't know it, so I was there, and we had a really good celebration. People enjoyed my presentation. A lot of people watched it online at TheRight.org. WRIGHT, TheRight.org. So, as I said before, leading up to this, they have COVID-19 protocols in place. So they're requiring people to register in advance and then also produce proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test within 72 hours of you arriving. Okay, so I'm going to share an excerpt of the presentation that I did today. We're going to talk some about Kwanzaa, but also we're going to deal with this story. So, on December 26th, so many people passing away. And I saw the story late at night about Bishop Desmond Tutu passing away, okay, age 90. I saw the story late at night. And when I first saw it, I watch so much, I consume so much media and follow so many different news sources. So I wanted to look at some different news sources before I actually put the story out. And the first article that I shared was from BBC Africa. And I was looking at some different stories and about it to make sure, so this is for real. This is for real. Bishop Desmond Tutu passed away. But yeah, he did. He was 90 years old. I remember the anti-apartheid movement when I was in high school and in college at Wayne State University. And we were reading about Bishop Desmond Tutu and Nelson Mandela and Willie Mandela and the ANC and the colonizers in South Africa, the Dutch colonizers oppressing the Black South Africans. But we'll talk some about Bishop Desmond Tutu, the Archbishop, a powerful force for nonviolence in South Africa's anti-apartheid movement, passed away at age 90. So there's been an outpouring of support from all around the world. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1984. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about Bishop Desmond Tutu. We'll probably talk some more on tomorrow's show as well. Today, because I had to speak at the Charles H. Wright Museum, I was preoccupied with getting my presentation together. So I was working on that. But also, we're going to talk some about Kwanzaa and the history of Kwanzaa. And I'm going to let you hear some of the presentation I did today, okay, at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. So my presentation was called Kwanzaa, From Kwanzaa to Wakanda, Reconnecting African Americans to African Culture for Self-Empowerment. Okay, so that's what we talked about today. So we'll share a little information about that as well. And I've been posting about Kwanzaa on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, and dealing with each day of Kwanzaa also. So today is Kujichagulia, the second day of Kwanzaa, which means self-determination. And one of the things that I deal with in my presentations on Kwanzaa are the African origins, the traditional first fruit harvest festivals from Africa, from ancient Kemet, from Nubia, from the Ashanti in Ghana, from the Yoruba in Nigeria. I deal with those festivals that Kwanzaa is based upon. So this is my post from today. I did it later in the day because I was busy. I got up late today. It's been busy and I've been doing a lot of work. So this post from today, Kwanzaa, Heri za Kwanzaa, which is Kiswahili. Heri za Kwanzaa means happy Kwanzaa. The second day of Kwanzaa is Kujichagulia, December 27th, which in Kiswahili means self-determination. And let me flip back over to this here. Okay, so to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Now, Harry's so also in this post is the article that I've written dealing with Kwanzaa as well. But the traditional greeting is Habari Gani, which means what's the news. And when you say Habari Gani, when you write it, it should have a question mark behind it because it's a question. What's the news? Okay. Kwanzaa is an African-American and Pan-African cultural holiday, not a religious holiday, which celebrates family, community, and culture. Okay. The 3 C's, family, community, and culture. And this is at the heart of Kwanzaa. And also it's a celebration of children as well. Okay, at the heart of Kwanzaa also. And I'm going to flip over here to the presentation that I've done also. Let's see here. We'll pull this up, dealing with Kwanzaa. So one of the things I talked about today also is Dr. David Imhotep, who wrote the book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. And that I talked about that in my presentation as well. Okay, let's see here. All right, so we've got, let me flip back over to this. We're coming up here on a break. Calling number is 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. It's the calling number if you have a question or comment. So to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Now, power is the ability to define and shape reality and have other people accept your definition of reality as if it were their own, as Dr. Wade Nobles has correctly taught us. And Kwanzaa is an African-American and Pan-African holiday which celebrates family, community, and culture. Family, community, culture. It's celebrated December 26th through January the 1st. Now, if you want to celebrate Christmas and Kwanzaa, you can do that after you study the history of Christmas and you still decide that you want to participate in that. Okay, you could do that. Go back and watch my show from December 21st where we dealt with the winter solstice and we dealt with some of the origins of Christmas and the pre-Christian origins of Christmas. We'll continue this on the other side of the break. Listen to the African History Network show. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes. iRedify is a Black-owned digital platform that showcases Black and Brown cultures and people. The books on the platform are written by African-American authors, Afro-Caribbean authors, African authors, and so much more. Kids 14 and under can read ebooks, listen to audiobooks, and complete learning activities. Kids can even write in the books digitally. Get unlimited access to everything on the platform for only $8.99 a month at iRedify.com. Sign up for your membership today. Kwanzaa is coming and the KwanzaaShop.com has all of your Kwanzaa needs. Order your Kwanzaa set today, which includes a kinara, candles, a mat, a cup, the African American flag, and a basket. Visit the KwanzaaShop.com, thekwanzaashop.com. They have kinara sets, which include a candle holder, candles, a mat, and a cup. Kwanzaa is December 26th through January the 1st. Add the early bird discount code for 10% off your order placed before November 28th. Visit the KwanzaaShop.com and place your order today. The KwanzaaShop.com has all of your Kwanzaa needs to celebrate this African American Pan-African holiday. The KwanzaaShop.com.
Black on Purpose Television Network. Yes, Black on Purpose Television Network. All black, all positive, all the time. The largest Black-owned streaming television network in the world. Bringing our people together worldwide. Controlling our messages, our stories, our way. Black TV the way it should be. Black music, Black history, and more. 30 plus channels, thousands of shows. Black on Purpose Television Network. Subscribe now.
The African History Network show, we deal with current events in history and politics, education, economic empowerment, entrepreneurship, relationships, love, sex, health issues, and much, much more. Unfortunately, many people confuse what racism is. Racism is a power structure. It was laws and policies that put us in this predicament. It's going to be laws and policies that take us out. So when you control the radius of a man or woman's thoughts, you control the compass of his or her actions, because the mind can't do or teach what it doesn't know.
We have it all on 910 AM Superstation.
Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM Superstation Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Monday, December 27th, 2021, and we are live. All right, so this is the second day of Kwanzaa. It feels like a Tuesday to me for some reason. Maybe because I don't know, because I didn't do the show Sunday night. All my days are screwed up. So I was thinking the day was Tuesday, but it's really Monday. But welcome back to the show. On the African History Network show, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's correct wrong behavior. Now, we got the sad news, December 26th, and I just sent you a clip, Shakita, so cue that up, please. We got the sad news about Bishop Desmond Tutu passing away. And this is a really good article from New York Times. I printed it out. It's 12 pages. December 26th, Desmond M. Tutu, the cleric who used his pulpit and spirited oratory to help bring down apartheid in South Africa, and then became the leading advocate of peaceful reconciliation under Black majority rule, died on Sunday in Cape Town, South Africa. He was 90 years old. Okay. So he passed away on December 26th. Now, be honest, I may disagree with some tactics that he used, but I still respect him. Okay. I may disagree with some tactics, but I still respect him as well. Now, his death was confirmed by the office of South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa, who called the Archbishop a leader of principle and pragmatism, who gave meaning to the biblical insight that faith without works is dead. That faith without works is dead. Now, the cause of death was cancer. Desmond and Leah Tutu Legacy, the Desmond and Leah Tutu Legacy Foundation said the cause of death was cancer, adding that Archbishop Tutu had died in a care facility. He was first diagnosed with prostate cancer in 1997 and was hospitalized several times in the years since, amid recurring fears that the disease had spread. Now, as the leader of the South African Council of Churches, and later as an Anglican Archbishop of Cape Town, Archbishop Tutu led the church to the forefront of Black South Africans' decades-long struggle for freedom. His voice was a powerful force for nonviolence in the anti-apartheid movement, earning him a Nobel Peace Prize in 1984. Okay. When the movement triumphed in the early 1990s, he prodded the country toward a new relationship between its white and Black citizens. And as a chairman of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, he gathered testimony documenting the viciousness of apartheid. So I remember when the Truth and Reconciliation Commission convened, and they would a lot of the horrors that were taking place in South Africa was revealed, things like this. And once again, I said this on the show before, I think the Black South Africans should take all the land back and kick the colonizers out and the descendants of the colonizers out, but that's me. So it is what it is. Quote, "You are overwhelmed by the extent of evil," end quote, he said. "You are overwhelmed by the extent of evil." But he added it was necessary to open the wound to cleanse it. In return for an honest accounting of past crimes, the committee offered amnesty, establishing what Archbishop Tutu called the principle of restorative rather than retributive justice. Okay. the principle of restorative rather than retributive justice, or getting retribution. Now, his credibility was crucial to the commission's efforts to get former members of the South African security forces and former guerrilla fighters to cooperate with the inquiry. All right, now I want to go to this. We're going to go to this clip here, Shakita, from NBC Nightly News. This deals with the passing of Bishop Desmond Tutu. Let's go to this clip. It's the clip I emailed you. You may have to take it off mute. All right. So when we get the clip queued up, just press play. All right. How's everybody doing? Let's go back to this here. Everybody share this broadcasting on social media platforms. Now, Archbishop Tutu preached that the policy of apartheid was as dehumanizing to the oppressors as it was to the oppressed. He preached that the policy of apartheid was as dehumanizing to the oppressor as it was to the oppressed. At home, he stood against looming violence and sought to bridge the chasm between, between black and white. Abroad, he urged economic sanctions against the South African government to force a change of policy. Okay, let's go to this clip from NBC Nightly News.
From around the world honoring Desmond Tutu, one of the fiercest opponents of apartheid. From his daughter, "My dad is at rest. Thank you to Chetsi for all you have been to our family and the world." To global leaders, President Biden calling him a true servant of God and of the people, adding his legacy transcends borders and will echo throughout the ages. President Obama, who awarded Tutu the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2009, tweeting, "He was grounded in the struggle for liberation and justice in his own country, but also concerned with injustice everywhere." And the Dalai Lama saying the friendship and the spiritual bond between us was something we cherished. Tutu was born into poverty in a small mining town in 1931, and by 1975, he became the first Black Anglican Dean of Johannesburg.
Extraordinary capacity to communicate with Black South Africans, and also to get under the skin of white South Africans.
Resistance to South Africa's apartheid regime was met with brutal violence. Hundreds of activists, including Nelson Mandela, spent decades in prison.
The system of this country is evil.
In 1984, he won the Nobel Peace Prize, and by 86, he became South Africa's first Black archbishop. Finally, the early 1990s saw the end of apartheid.
Nothing will, I think, ever take away the glow of that first experience of walking tall.
He died in Cape Town, South Africa. He was 90 years old. Molly Hunter, NBC News, London.
Okay. All right. You can pause it right there. All right. Thank you. Okay. So that's a little background information on Bishop Desmond Tutu. If we go back to this article here from New York Times. New York Times has a really, really good, extensive article on Bishop Desmond Tutu. Now, and like I said, I respect him. I may disagree with certain things, but I still have a lot of respect for him. But the Black South Africans, I think they should take back the land, kick the white colonizers off of it. And I said this before in this show. If President Cyril Ramaphosa, if he comes to the conclusion, all things considered, because I never had to run a country before, if he comes to the conclusion, all things considered, that they should give compensation to the colonizers for the land and take the land back and kick them out, well, okay. He's looking at factors I don't see. But the land should go back to the Black South Africans, period. This full stop. This is all there is to it. At home, Bishop Desmond Tutu stood against looming violence and sought to bridge the chasm between black and white. Abroad, he urged economic sanctions against the South African government to force a change of policy. Now, I think we all remember the episode of A Different World, and I'm in a Facebook group. It's a fan club of A Different World, the TV show A Different World. You know, it's a different world than where you come from. I know my parents love me. Okay. So it's still behind me from one day or something, whatever it is. There's an episode where Kim Reese, who is studying to be a doctor, gets a scholarship from Orange Glow company, fictitious company, Orange Glow. And Orange Glow is a subsidiary of a company that has not divested from South Africa. So they have this whole storyline dealing with the anti-apartheid movement. And it's, you know, Julian from Georgetown, and he's organizing he's part of the Black Student Union. I mean, it's not the Pan-African Student Union, and they have a rally, and they're trying to understand, okay, what position should the students at the college take? And they have this discussion between one continental African, Kofi, and another continental African who are students there, and they have opposing views, etc. So it's a, so a lot of us remember the anti-apartheid movement while it was taking place. Okay. And because of the show A Different World, that's one of the reasons why I joined the Pan-African Student Union at Wayne State University. Okay. Because of the TV show A Different World. All right. 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600 is the call-in number if you have a question or comment. Now, I will be speaking I'll be at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History on Wednesday, December 29th, Friday, December 31st, Saturday, January 1st. I'll be a vendor there at the African Marketplace. The African Marketplace opens up at 4:30. You know, the program is from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Visit theright.org for more information. Theright.org for more information. Okay. And you can also watch it at theright.org. When we come back, I'm going to let you hear some of the presentation that I did today. You listen to the African History Network show. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes. iRedify is a Black-owned digital platform that showcases Black and Brown cultures and people. The books on the platform are written by African American authors, Afro-Caribbean authors, African authors, and so much more. Kids 14 and under can read ebooks, listen to audiobooks, and complete learning activities. Kids can even write in the books digitally. Get unlimited access to everything on the platform for only $8.99 a month at iRedify.com. Sign up for your membership today.
Mental health and well-being have long been a taboo subject in the so-called African American community. So I enlisted the help of mental health experts, thought leaders, and activists to help kill the ghost of Willie Lynch and heal from post-traumatic slave syndrome.
We experience trauma a lot of times on a subconscious level. So sometimes something happens to us and we know that it's traumatizing, but we don't really recognize the extent of the trauma.
Black on Purpose Television Network. Yes, Black on Purpose Television Network. All black, all positive, all the time. The largest Black-owned streaming television network in the world, bringing our people together worldwide, controlling our messages, our stories, our way. Black TV the way it should be. Black music, Black history, and more. 30 plus channels, thousands of shows. Black on Purpose Television Network. Subscribe now.
Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 910 a.m. the Superstation, the Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. Today is Monday, December 27th, 2021, and we are live. All right, this is the second day of Kwanzaa, Kujichagulia, which means self-determination. So I spoke at the Kwanzaa celebration day. If anybody was at the Kwanzaa celebration today and you took pictures, do me a favor and tag me in the pictures on Facebook, because I recorded it, but I ain't taking any pictures of myself. Okay, so because it's kind of hard to do when you're speaking. So I know some people watched it online, and they were telling me about it. Shakita, do me a favor. I just emailed you the clip of the lecture. Can you cue that up for me, please? We're about to go to that. So I've spoken at the museum for Kwanzaa for the past few years, and it was the Malcolm X grassroots movement today who sponsored the Kwanzaa celebration. But very quickly here, and these are some slides, and actually at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, you can order, we have it in DVD format and digital download format. In one presentation, my Kwanzaa presentations from like the past 4 years, I think it is. It's 4 Kwanzaa presentations. But Kwanzaa is an African-American and Pan-African holiday which celebrates family, community, and culture. Family, community, and culture. It's celebrated from December 26th through January the 1st. The name Kwanzaa comes from the Kiswahili phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits in Kiswahili, and in Kiswahili is the most widely spoken African language. All right, now one of the things that I did, and I've written I wrote an article back in 2015 on Kwanzaa also, and when you look at my post on Facebook, I have the information I have the link to the article that I wrote in the post. So I do a post each day on Kwanzaa. Follow us on our fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network, and our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, Imhotep. And let me see, can we blow this up some more? Okay, maybe not. Let's see here. Okay, we'll go to the presentation. We'll go to the clip in just a minute here. Now, one of the things that I discuss when I speak on Kwanzaa are the African roots of Kwanzaa, the first fruit harvest festivals that Kwanzaa is based upon. And oftentimes this is not discussed. You have people who say Kwanzaa is a made-up holiday and things like this, but all the holidays are made-up holidays. Now, and if you if you saw the presentation, a show from December 21st, the winter solstice, we went through that, okay? And some of the pre-Christian celebrations that Christmas is based upon. Now, first fruit celebrations have taken place in African history going back to ancient Kemet, or Egypt, and Ta-Nehisi or Ta-Seti or Nubia, because Nubia is a Greek word. First fruit celebrations occur in ancient and modern African civilizations, such as among the Ashanti of Ghana and the Yoruba of Nigeria. Now, I want to go to this clip here. This is from an excerpt of the presentation today at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. Let's go to clip 2, Shakita.
All right, Hotep family, how's everybody doing today? All right. Baragani. All right, a Baragani. Okay. So, when Brother Kemba was saying one of his favorite speakers was coming up, I said, I want to hear this, brother. Who's he talking about? He was talking about me. Okay, so I'm Michael Imhotep, founder of the African History Network, host of the African History Network show. I'm a talk show host, researcher, lecturer, writer, and historian. This presentation is a slightly updated version of one I did back in 2018 right here. It's actually December 27th, 2018 for Malcolm X Grassroots Movement. So I want to thank Brother Bomani, Brother Kemba, Sister Shoshana. I want to thank you all for having me speak here again. And for some reason, they're the only people that asked me to speak during Kwanzaa. I don't understand that, but anyway, okay. So this presentation is called From Kwanzaa to Wakanda, Reconnecting African Americans to African Culture and History for Self-Empowerment, okay? And here's my information. Here is my email address, info@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. You can email me there. I'll respond to you if you want me to speak for your group or organization. And at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's corrects wrong behavior. Okay, so
I'm on 910 AM Superstation WFDF. And if you visit my website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, we have information about that. I know the Malcolm X grassroots movement, are they still recruiting? It's still recruiting, so they want you. Okay, you can't see it here because of the display here. They said, we want you. Okay, that's Malcolm X, our brother Malcolm. Now, anytime I speak, I know I may say some things that are outside the circumference of some people's awareness. Now, just because you never heard it before, disagree with it, or don't like it, does not mean it's not true. It just means you have to do some research to understand what I'm talking about, okay? So usually when I speak, I usually have people put their fingers together to form a circle. I usually say something like this: the space inside this circle represents my realm of knowledge. Everything that I think I know about whatever I think I know is represented within the circumference of this circle. I must keep in mind that there are still things to know that exist outside the circumference of my own awareness. So just because you know everything that you know about what you know does not mean you know everything there is to know about what you know. There's still things that exist outside the circumference of your own awareness. Now, Malcolm taught us a number of things. Malcolm's one of my heroes. Malcolm, Dr. King, Marcus Garvey, Rosa Parks, Stanley Lou Hamer, Queen Nzinga. But Malcolm taught us a number of things. And one of the things that Malcolm taught us was the power of the media. In my degrees in business administration with a major in marketing from Wayne State University, graduated from Cass Technical High School as well. But Malcolm said the media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent, and that's power because they control the minds of the masses. Because they control the minds of the masses. Now, I'm going to show this brief clip of Malcolm X, and I like to show this at presentations like this because it's about a 59-second, well, it's about a 2-minute clip. But Malcolm asked the question of who are you? And what Kwanzaa does is reconnects us to our African history and African culture. Because in this presentation, what I do is show you some of the African roots of Kwanzaa, okay? And a lot of people don't understand this history. Okay, now this is Malcolm. Let's see. Just press play, brother, back there. Press play. It should play. Okay. All right. If it's not playing, Malcolm asked the question, who are you? You don't know. Don't tell me Negro. What were you before the white man named you a Negro? Where were you and what did you have? What language did you speak? Okay. What was your name? It couldn't have been Smith or Jones or Bunch or Powell. That wasn't your name. They didn't have those type of names where you and I came from. What was your name? And what happened to you? Why don't you know now what your name was then? What happened to your history? What happened to your culture? What happened to your land? What happened to your history? What method did the man use to make you as dumb as you are right now? So this is what Malcolm was saying. Then the next clip is Malcolm, March 29, 1964, delivering the Ballad of the Bullet, where he uses the term African Americans, because for some reason people think Jesse Jackson created the term African American. No, Malcolm used it. You read Malcolm's speeches. He uses the term. We used the term in the 1960s. One of my teachers, Professor James Small, told me personally we were using the term African Americans in the 1960s. The earliest recorded usage of the term African American dates back to about May 1782 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The New York Times has 2 articles dealing with this. All right, now, Kwanzaa answers the question of who are you? The question that Malcolm was asking us. Who are you? Who are we? It answers the question of who are we by reconnecting many African Americans to our history and culture. A people's history and culture teaches them how to deal with the problems of the past, in the present, and the future to meet the needs of the community. So when we study this information, we don't study this information to speak negatively about other people that don't know it. We don't study this information to win some black version of Jeopardy or something like that and see who can memorize the most facts and figures. The information that we take in should bring about behavior modification. This is why our motto is right knowledge corrects wrong behavior. Okay, it should bring about behavior modification. And then when we saw, how many people saw the film Black Panther? The original, just leave it right there. How many people saw the film Black Panther? Okay, so we know Black Panther 2 is coming out in November of 2022. And I've done 3 lectures dealing with the film Black Panther and show how it connects to African history and culture. And at the beginning of the movie, you have the scene where they're fighting at what's called Warrior Falls, where the waterfalls, where they have the fight to see who's going to sit on the throne of Wakanda. Is called Warrior Falls. It's straight out the comic book. And there's a scene when T'Challa's losing, and we know we lost Chadwick Boseman. It was tragic. He passed away from, I think it was colon cancer. But there was a scene where he's losing to M'Baku of the Jabari tribe, and his stepmother, played by Angela Bassett, Ramonda, she yells out, "Show them who you are. Show them who you are." Okay, well, before you can show them who you are, you have to know who you are. This is where our history and culture comes into play. Now, how many people are familiar with Dr. David Imhotep, who wrote the book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence? How many people, you're not familiar with Dr. David Imhotep? All right. Pause it right there, Shakita. They ain't know who I was talking about. A lot of people. All right. So, this is, so they learned a lot of people learned a lot. They weren't familiar with Dr. David Imhotep. But, okay, this is Angela Bassett. Here's Ramonda. Now, she was T'Challa's stepmother in the film, Black Panther, in the storyline. She's his stepmother. His birth mother dies a few days after he was born. We're coming up on a break. When we come back from the break, I'm going to let you hear that excerpt of Malcolm X that we couldn't get to play during my presentation there. And then also my lectures on Kwanzaa. We have them at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, right on the homepage. We'll get that up there on the homepage because we have a pack where you get four of my Kwanzaa lectures for the past few years. It's on sale $10 and it's on digital download for $8. And then also register for the online courses that I teach as well on Saturdays and Sundays at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. All right, we're coming up on a break. I'm Michael Imhotep. You listen to the African History Network show. We'll be back in a few minutes. iRedify is a Black-owned digital platform that showcases Black and Brown cultures and people. The books on the platform are written by African-American authors, Afro-Caribbean authors, African authors, and so much more. Kids 14 and under can read ebooks, listen to audiobooks, and complete learning activities. Kids can even write in the books digitally. Get unlimited access to everything on the platform for only $8.99 a month at iRedify.com. Sign up for your membership today.
Soul in Motion, celebrating 38 years in the arts. This energetic ensemble of dancers and drummers was started by percussionist Michael Friend and is led by choreographer Associate Director Pam Lassiter. Based in the Washington, D.C. area, Soul in Motion is now accepting bookings for Black History Month, Juneteenth, and summer festivals in 2022. Soul in Motion is also available for more intimate events like naming ceremonies and weddings. To find out more or to book your date, call 240-452-1349 or send an email to info@soulinmotion.org. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Soul in Motion, celebrating our history, our culture, our future. Soul in Motion. Theater, African dance, and drumming since 1984.
Mental health and well-being have long been a taboo subject in the so-called African American community. So I enlisted the help of mental health experts, thought leaders, and activists to help kill the ghost of Willie Lynch and heal from post-traumatic slave syndrome.
We experience trauma a lot of times on a subconscious level. So sometimes something happens to us and we know that it's traumatizing, but we don't really recognize the extent of the trauma.
Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Monday, December 27th, 2021, second day of Kwanzaa, Kujichagulia, which means self-determination. If you like this type of information, you can support the African History Network, $ the AHN show through Cash App, $ the AHN show through Cash App, also through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN show, paypal.me/the AHN show. We have 6 days a week. This helps us keep doing the research, stay on the air, keep broadcasting, pay some of the bills. As I was explaining to somebody who was attending Kwanzaa today and listens to the show, as I've said before, I don't get paid to do this show, so this helps support the efforts. Okay. All right. I want to go back to the presentation I did today at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History for the second day of Kwanzaa. It was the Malcolm X grassroots movement that sponsored today's celebration. So visit theright.org. They have all 7 days. They're doing all 7 days, and they have strict COVID-19 protocols for people that want to attend in person, but you can also watch it at theright.org. If you attend in person, definitely support the vendors. Definitely support the vendors. Definitely support the vendors, because the vendors had to pay money to be there, just so people know. Those vendor tables are not free. But I want to go back to this here. So, Shakita, I just sent you the clip of Malcolm X that we couldn't get to play today when I was speaking. Let's go to that clip. This is Malcolm asking the question of, who are you? Let's go to that clip.
You can't do for yourself what the white man is doing for himself. Don't say you're equal with the white man. If you can't set up a factory like he set up a factory, don't talk that old equality talk. Who are you? You don't know. Don't tell me Negro. That's nothing. What were you before the white man named you a Negro? And where were you? And what did you have? What was yours? What language did you speak then? What was your name? It couldn't have been Smith or Jones or Bunch or Powell. That wasn't your name. They don't have those kind of names where you and I came from. No, what was your name? And why don't you now know what your name was then? Where did it go? Where did you lose it? Who took it? And how did he take it? What tongue did you speak? How did the man take your tongue? Where is your history? How did the man wipe out your history? What did the man do to make you as dumb as you are right now?
Okay. Pause it right there. All right. So that's a good excerpt of Malcolm. I'm not exactly sure the exact date, but that was before he left the Nation of Islam. Now, it's important also to note when we deal with Malcolm, we have to know like whether he was in the nation, outside of the nation, because Malcolm's ideology evolves, and also Malcolm X gets involved in the civil rights movement once he officially separates from the Nation of Islam, March 8th, 1964. And that, you know, a lot of times that's not talked about, that Malcolm joined the civil rights movement, and he and people talk about his speech, The Battle of the Bullet, which he delivered first March 29th, 1964 in Washington Heights, New York. And then he delivered it in Cleveland, Ohio, April 3rd, 1964 at Corey Methodist Church. And then he delivered it April 4th, 1964 at King Solomon Baptist Church in Detroit. And one of the main themes of the Battle of the Bullet is interjecting Black nationalism into the civil rights movement. And then Malcolm delivers that speech. He first delivers it March 29th, 1964. It was 3 days after he met Dr. King for the first and only time, March 26, 1964, at the U.S. Senate debate for the Civil Rights Act of 64. Okay, and they only met for a couple of minutes. But Malcolm tells Dr. King, I'm throwing all of my effort into the heart of the civil rights movement. So, and even if you watch the documentary Make It Plain, which is one of the best documentaries on Malcolm X, in that documentary, they talk about a meeting that took place at Juanita Portier's house after Malcolm leaves the Nation of Islam. And it's Malcolm and the other civil rights leaders, and Dr. King couldn't make it, but he sent a surrogate. And they had a meeting to get all their differences out on the table so they could work together. This is, if you watch Make It Plain, they talk about this in the documentary Make It Plain. If you read this article here from Washington Post, Martin Luther King Jr. met Malcolm X just once. The photo still haunts us with what was lost. And this is the only time they met. Notice Malcolm. This is before Malcolm leaves for his Hajj to Mecca, so he's clean shaven. This is from Deneen L. Brown, January 14th, 2018. But they talk about when they met in here, and Malcolm said, "I'm throwing myself into the effort. I'm throwing myself into the heart of the civil rights struggle." This is what Malcolm told Dr. King. Malcolm goes down south. Fannie Lou Hamer invites Malcolm to speak to SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Malcolm goes in early 1965. He goes to Alabama, and he because they were trying to set up a second meeting between Malcolm and Dr. King. Malcolm meets with Coretta Scott King, but Dr. King's in jail, and he doesn't get a chance to meet with Dr. King. Okay, so when we listen to these quotes, we have to understand them within context also. All right. We'll talk about this some more on tomorrow's show as well. Be sure to register for the online courses I teach on Saturdays and Sundays, from the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement and Black Power, 1865 to 1968. And we do that Saturdays, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then also on Sundays, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. So we deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. So we're teaching those classes this weekend. We have a bundle pack. You can register for both classes for only $70. As soon as you register, you can start watching the content. We do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. You can go back and watch it anytime. Okay. All right. Those watching on Facebook and YouTube, keep watching for a couple more minutes. We'll be here for a few more minutes. Follow us on our fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network, our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, Imhotep. Remember, right now is correct wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace. All right, stand by, everybody. Okay, African American business owners also posting name of your business here on the thread of the broadcast. We'll let you know how you can advertise with the African History Network. We have a current promotion. We have a year-end blowout, year-end promotion. Buy 1 month, get 2 months free. We also have a year-end sale at AfricanHistoryNetwork.com on my DVD lectures and digital downloads. So we need all the support we can get. We'll post a link here. We can get you up and running advertising with us. We have 1 million followers on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network. And then also, we can upload your video. We can upload your video commercial. You can send us a video commercial, or I can create one for you at no additional charge. Probably started pretty soon. I'm going to have to start charging for creating these commercials because it's for some of them it takes a lot of time. And but upload your video commercial as well, and your commercial will air when we broadcast our shows, and then the rebroadcast of our shows. As well on our social media platforms, and also in the audio podcast of the shows as well. Okay. We're on 10 different audio podcast platforms, including Facebook podcasts. So when I upload our podcast, like I was uploading podcasts this weekend. I worked during the holiday, during the holiday, basically. Your commercial will be there also. So we're on iHeartRadio, iTunes, FM Player, CastBox. We're on 10 different audio podcast platforms also. Okay. So email us at AHNShow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. And we'll let you know how you can advertise with the African History Network and get you up and running today. Current promotion, buy 1 month, get 2 months free. All right. And let's see, who do we have here? Okay, thanks everybody for tuning in, Sharon and Cedric, Kenya, Ruby, just a few of the people watching, Parenthia, Mesha, just a few of the people watching. All right, remember, right now is correct wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace. iRedify is a Black-owned digital platform that showcases Black and Brown cultures and people. The books on the platform are written by African American authors, Afro-Caribbean authors, African authors, and so much more. Kids 14 and under can read ebooks, listen to audiobooks, and complete learning activities. Kids can even write in the books digitally. Get unlimited access to everything on the platform for only $8.99 a month at iRedify.com. Sign up for your membership today. Kwanzaa is coming, and the KwanzaaShop.com has all of your Kwanzaa needs. Order your Kwanzaa set today, which includes a kinara, candles, a mat, a cup, the African American flag, and a basket. Visit TheKwanzaaShop.com, TheKwanzaaShop.com. They have Kanara sets, which include a candle holder, candles, a mat, and a cup. Kwanzaa is December 26th through January the 1st. Add the early bird discount code for 10% off your order placed before November 28th. Visit TheKwanzaaShop.com and place your order today. TheKwanzaaShop.com has all of your Kwanzaa needs to celebrate this African American Pan-African holiday. TheKwanzaaShop.com.
Mental health and well-being have long been a taboo subject in the so-called African American community. So I enlisted the help of mental health experts, thought leaders, and activists to help kill the ghost of Willie Lynch and heal from post-traumatic slave syndrome.
We experience trauma a lot of times on a subconscious level. So sometimes something happens to us and we know that it's traumatizing, but we don't really recognize the extent of the trauma.
Come and travel with me to a time long ago and place far away. You will experience high adventure and excitement. You are fighting alongside an ancient army in fierce battle. Feel the exhilaration of struggle and final conquest. My name is Menenkere, and I am both a prince and a priest in one of the most advanced civilizations humans have ever produced. I want you to ride with me in my chariot as I slay the barbarians who have come to invade my land. I invite you to sit at the conference table with the great Pharaoh Taharka and his ministers as they plan intrigue and use subterfuge to outmaneuver and defeat the enemy. Come back with me to the land of your ancestors, to the beautiful land of Kemet. So open the pages of this book and begin the adventure. Find out what happens in the book Menenkere Battles the Assyrians in the Nile Valley from author Makari Jones. Get your copy today at Amazon.com. African Spirit Cards specialize in the design and printing of high-quality African-centered note cards and stationery. African Spirit Cards breeds and rejoices in the African and African American experiences. They honor our African heritage in all that they do for you by proudly displaying the great motifs and ornamentations of the African world diaspora. They use African images, African proverbs, and many African languages to fully immerse their clients in the wisdom and history of and the connection to Africa. They understand the importance of having images around us that reflect who we are. These images also illustrate where we came from and what we desire to be. They are here to serve you. Follow them on Instagram at African Spirit Cards, that's African with a K. They have a wide selection. Check out their holiday selection at Etsy.com/shop/African Spirit Cards. That's Etsy, ETSY. You can give them a call at 313-995-3579, 313-995-3579. You can email them at janeldesigns@AfricanSpiritCards.com. That's JANAL designs@AfricanSpiritCards.com and place your order today.
Black on Purpose Television Network. Yes, Black on Purpose Television Network. All black, all positive, all the time. The largest black-owned streaming television network in the world. Bringing our people together worldwide. Controlling our messages, our stories, our way. Black TV the way it should be. Black music, Black history, and more. 30 plus channels, thousands of shows. Black on Purpose Television Network. Subscribe now.
Soul in Motion, celebrating 38 years in the arts. This energetic ensemble of dancers and drummers was started by percussionist Michael Friend and is led by choreographer Associate Director Pam Lassiter. Based in the Washington, D.C. area, Soul in Motion is now accepting bookings for Black History Month, Juneteenth, and summer festivals in 2022. Soul in Motion is also available for more intimate events like naming ceremonies and weddings. To find out more or to book your date, call 240-452-1349 or send an email to info@soulinmotion.org. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Soul in Motion, celebrating our history, our culture, our future. Soul in Motion. Theater, African dance, and drumming since 1984.
Hi, I'm Joel Wilson, President and CEO of JCW Computer Consulting LLC, a technology implementation firm with over 20 years of satisfying customers. We offer a full spectrum of industry top-tier branded services. We are an authorized partner or reseller for Lenovo, Zoom, T-Mobile, Microsoft 365 and Surface tablets, Google Workspace, Acer, Asus, Samsung, PCmatic security software, and many more. Our online store features laptops, Chromebooks, computers, printers, accessories, and software. Businesses, take advantage of our free 1-hour Zoom tech consultation and know we offer top nationwide high-speed internet service providers, voice over IP, and cellular phone services. Home users, don't miss our current in-stock Chromebook inventory. Please visit us at jcwcc.com or call 215-879-6701.
Gain knowledge in minutes from insightful summaries of progressive and socially conscious books. Blacklisted gives you access to curated content that'll satisfy your curiosity to learn and understand different perspectives. Empower yourself through inspirational and actionable ideas. It's easy to read or listen to on the go. Blacklisted. Empower yourself. Start your